we're going to keep the sneak peeks going. We have Jana Sanchez, a congressional candidate for the 6th District.
I guess we're the true patriots willing to stand in this weather today to work for democracy. Thank you for coming out. Many of us have been living in fear and anxiety since November 8th. Fear of what it will become with our country, our democracy, and the rights that we hold dear. Many of us are worried about what could happen to our friends and family who could be swept up in the anti-immigrant hysteria that's sweeping the country. And we don't know which vulnerable group will be targeted next. Nonetheless, I'm here today to say one thing: do not be afraid. If there's ever been a time in the history of our country that we need to be brave in the pursuit of democracy, now is that time. Do not be afraid. Why can I say this? As we've already seen today, we have now a new breed of public servant willing to do whatever it takes to protect democracy and willing to do everything it takes to win. And I'm going to talk about the 3 things it takes to win now. The first is message, the second is money, and the third is machine. The Democratic brand is broken. Despite the fact that the majority of people, even in our conservative communities, like in Ellis County where I live, believe in what we stand for. Nonetheless, we've done a very bad job of explaining what we actually stand for. The Republicans, on the other hand, have done an amazing job of convincing our voters, based on values, to vote for them. I'm not in any way suggesting that we should be reaching out to hardcore Trump or Tea Party voters. They are the opposition. And I'm going to even say it. They are the enemies of the Constitution. But what I am saying is we need to address values. As liberals, we value equality and fairness, care and protection. Conservatives value loyalty, respect for authority, purity, and security. In reality, we all value all of these things to varying degrees depending on the issue. So what does that mean for those of us who are aspiring public servants? It means that we need to address values, and we need to do it with empathy and respect. Sometimes empathy and respect comes from simply being willing to discuss an issue. Take jobs, for instance. Hillary Clinton had an excellent jobs program, but she did almost nothing to convince coal miners in Kentucky or union workers in the Rust Belt, or actually white men anywhere without a college degree, that she cared. I love Hillary, but that was a mistake. We have to address values, and we have to demonstrate empathy and respect by not shrinking away from issues that are important to our community. The good news is money's a bit simpler. All you have to do is be willing to call friends, family, and complete strangers and ask them to support your campaign, which you're going to need. Because everything costs money. Bumper stickers, push cards, door hangers, databases, they all cost money. And if you're in a long gerrymandered district like mine, you're also going to need some money for TV and radio. By machine, I simply mean the ability to reach every single winnable voter in your district. And the best way, of course, is on their doorstep, talk to them there. And we have databases that tell us who all the likely voters are in our districts. Likely Democratic voters, I should say. And the good news is there are far more likely Democrats than there are Republicans, even in our conservative communities. But I know you already know the bad news. We Democrats don't get out to vote at nearly the same rate as Republicans do. Nonetheless, if you can motivate and inspire voters to come out and vote for you, you might just flip a district. And as someone running in a red district, I can tell you success is far from guaranteed. We have to maintain the anger and the motivation that we feel today, and it has to spread throughout the population in order to win in 2018. But nonetheless, every few percentage points more we win in rural areas and in conservative areas, combined with the fact that Democrats are kicking ass in the cities of Texas, means we are going to defeat the Tea Party leaders such as Cruz and Abbott in 2018. If you ask me, that's a true public service. So thank you for your time and attention. Just want to remind you, do not be afraid. It's our duty as patriots.
Thank you so much, Jana.